time, any day is fine. Pack your bags, say adieu. Let's sail off, me and you, on a different adventure.
You ever think it's a good idea to make your boat a sandbox? It's not a good idea.
Find a beach with a boat, call some friends to make it float. Clear the hull, catch for days, get the sandbox underway for another adventure. Grab a wrench or a line, either one is fine. Start from scratch, add a patch, get the sandbox back on track for another adventure. For another adventure. Get this sandbox back on track for another adventure.
You're watching Another Adventure, SandBox Chronicles.
And now that SandBox Chronicles are officially underway, I'd like to chat with you really quick about some really important sponsors. We have sponsors now. It seems so official and awesome. Paradise Yacht Management, by default, of course, is going to be one of our sponsors. They have helped us so much. I mean, not only have been a great employer for me over the couple years, they helped with organizing equipment to get the salvage done. They now helped a lot in the equipment to make upgrades to the sandbox. They have just been huge, huge, huge for us. So I understand maybe not everybody wants a charter, but if you are interested in any way in taking a charter in the future, they have crude charters, they have bareboat charters, and you know, they can find you probably the opportunity you're looking for. So please look up Paradise Yacht Management at Charters Smarter. They even have a little QR code. You can scan this. But you know, they'll take great care of you. So I really just want to give them a shout out. If it's something you're interested in, reach out to them. We're also going to have the sponsorship by Mantis, the clawing force to putting sandbox back in the water. We're going to do a product overview for Mantis in the next couple episodes. Why we chose them, why we just think they're the best thing on the market, so on and so forth. We are running a Mantis on SandBox now. We love it. So look up Mantis if you like a good anchor, and we'll tell you why soon. Also, of course, by Patreon and PayPal through viewers like you. So please don't feel like it's necessary, but if you'd like to throw a buck in the pot for the efforts, and if you learn anything in these videos coming up in the future, I appreciate it. But I also just appreciate you following along and enjoying all of this crazy shenanigans. Let's get to the nitty-gritty. With our legal ducks finally in a row and our trusty support vessel Miss Elizabeth by our side, we improvised a genius tabletop steering wheel for the sandbox and set out excited for a fine dining ocean crossing experience. The appetite was short-lived, however, as some diesel troubles left us down below sucking on diesel hoses. We were pretty green-bellied by the time we pulled into St. Thomas. With an extremely late start to our work season, we were thrilled to be finally putting a little bit of cash back in the cruising kitty.
What you doing? Taking videos of me?
Well, we have a replacement stove here, which we've actually got to make a few repairs to. Donation stove. It's awesome. And we just removed our first appliance, which was the old stove. Look at this. Look at this. This is a lot of sand. It's still in here after weeks of shoveling sand. It's still here. We've vacuumed out a lot of the bilge. There's still a lot of pockets of sand, but this is crazy. It's a lot. Da, 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 da. Sand, sand, more sand. There she is. Alright, we actually got off at 5 o'clock today, so I'm working on installing. We're not working? It surely looks like we're working. Welcome.
We're off work.
We're off work, yes indeed. Welcome to life on the sandbox. Every day, if it's light, hopefully, and most of the time when it's dark, there's projects. We come home with our tool bags from working all day and we rip panels down in our own boat. This is living with chains.
No.
No, that's not.
That's
You
not.
had nothing to do with this.
Nothing.
Not a gosh darn thing. Alright. It's like, look at the sand. What is this? I just took these cabinets off.
This is SandBox Cafe. I had nothing to do with this.
What do we got? We got more sand. Going in the garbage. Whee! Slowly out with the old, in with the new. One little piece at a time. SandBox life. We worked all day, just got home. I'm taking apart this starter out of the outboard to see if I can't get it working and not have to pull the cord every time. And James is up here trying to get our, oop, can't see anything, stand by. Lights! No! Oven! What is that, James?
What is this? It's a stove. 3-burner. Gimbaling oven.
So James is working on a possible stove, doing some repairs here. After fixing 2 generators and a head and a heat exchanger and what'd you work on today, James?
Dinghy hoist.
Dinghy hoist and a few other little projects, all in a day's work. We come home. This is what we do by night. Other people party on boats.
Our own boats for sale.
Yeah. Other people party. This is how we party. Happy Friday night, guys. What are you doing, honey?
What?
Okay, what do you got going on?
We are filtering our fuel.
Filtering our fuel. Fuel polishing Saturday. Oh man. Round and round we go. Where we stop, nobody knows.
Sucking air, man.
Is it sucking air? So we got a little mini fuel polisher made here. There was a lot of crap in the tank. I don't know
It's
how.
a fuel conditioner.
Fuel conditioner. But it puts it through this little pump here. It's just picking up the fuel through the whole hose. Actually, I believe, no, it's picking it up through that hose there, coming in, going through the filter, and then back through, and then back into the tank. Yeah, there's a pump. There's 2 tanks. I've looked on the schematics. I don't see any. There was no
tanks in
shortage
here.
of weird surprises aboard the SandBox. What even is this rusty, crusty hose and pump mess? We couldn't find any information for it in the manufacturer online, like specifications for the boat, but we concluded that it might be for a kerosene heating system. Correct me if you have any other ideas.
You want a whiff of
Maybe
it?
it's for brewing beer.
It's for brewing something.
What
Just
is it?
smell
What's it smell like?
No, it just smells old.
Doesn't smell nice. Our lives for many months consisted of dig and demo, dig and demo, dig and demo. Everything looked like this, and even a lot of the stuff that was high and dry in the boat showed years of neglect. Man. James, what did we just discover?
Well, we turned our boat into a battery.
The boat is a battery, literally.
So didn't know this, but we were trying to fix our alternator, but
We had, like-
were disconnecting all the batteries, and we still were finding 4 volts. Not 12 volts, not 6 volts, but 4 volts.
It was very suspicious.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
All the metals.
Like where?
Then I
What do you
stuck
mean
it-
by everywhere?
Just any one of these wires in this mess had 4 volts going through it.
Wait,
And
even
then
the ground wires?
Yes.
What
And-
else?
And then you'd stick it in this wood here, and you'd still find 4 volts. And then
Literally,
you'd poke
the wood.
and then I'd touch myself, and I'd still have 4 volts. But if I left the boat, gave a nice jump, I would lose that 4 volts for just my mid-air time. What went much better?
Oh, yes. We've got some electrical connection issues here. So we had like 4 volts of electricity just in the boat, just stored literally like in all the ground wires and everything. We unhooked all the batteries and the boat had 4 volts because we found out under a bunch of sand there was these ground wires here, which, let me see if I can get it high enough. These earthed the boat to like the earth so that you don't have static electricity and buildup. And this is, get down here, get closer, look at this. I mean, this literally, it's like you can tell it's just been fried. It's wet and gross. The wires inside are all brittle and black, and they weren't really connected very well. So what we're doing right now is undoing it all. And it had like a nut with a little bolt in here. It was impossible to unscrew. Not easy to get to. That's very warm. We just cut these off. Oh, come on. But I got one more to cut off, and then we can put new bolts and clean all these contacts and put new wires and get rid of this old. I mean, you can see there's no anything able to flow through that. No moss. Get rid of that. Ready? Nice, beautiful, clean connections. Got that one jumping over to this one, going up to here to a nice clean bar. Need to change the rest of those, but they got bigger wire and it comes back down and grounded to the same way it was before. These are the keel coolers for the old refrigeration, which doesn't work right now, but eventually we may end up using these again. Right now, they're just grounding plates. No matter how clean you would get each bilge, every time the boat would rock or thump or shift or it would rain, the sand would slowly shuffle down the port side of the boat and back into the bilges. We even let the insanity that was a galley waterfall work in our favor for a while, trying to get the sand to where we could get to it.
It's coming
We're
out.
getting it.
Taking it out one piece.
Demo day. Every day is demo day here on the SandBox. As you can see, the first couple weeks were hectic. Just trying to keep the water out of the boat, some food in our bellies, and static electricity from frying us. But in order to have food to cook, we have to keep it cool. So things are about to get a little cooler on the SandBox. We'll show you what we learned in the upcoming episode. Well, there's your problem. Sweet nectar! That's the sound of beautiful rainwater being captured. Oh, look at it. Oh yeah.
Scratch, had a patch, get the SandBox back on track for